You've heard about smart trailers and smart tires and even smart wiring harnesses, but what about smart suspensions? They may be one way to address driver retention, safety, and efficiency, which are top of mind for fleets more than ever. Hi, this is Deborah Lockridge, Editor-in-Chief of Heavy Duty Trucking, and today we're going to talk about a component that fleets might overlook in the pursuit of driver retention, safety, and efficiency: suspensions, and more specifically, smart suspensions. This HDT Leadership Insights is produced in partnership with and sponsored by Link Manufacturing. Before we dive in, don't forget to follow HDT on social media and subscribe to our videos and podcasts so you don't miss an episode. Joining me today to talk about this topic is Jim Huls, President of Link Manufacturing.
Hi, Deborah. It's good to be with you.
So, Jim, you and I have both been in this industry for probably longer than I like to admit. The driver shortage, safety, efficiency are hardly new topics, but talk a little bit about the current situation from your perspective.
Yeah, a driver shortage has been real for most of my career and probably yours too. Probably predates both of us by decades, likely, right?
Yeah.
Arguably, it can be solved by making the jobs more attractive to potential candidates. While that may include compensation, there are many other factors to consider, and fleets are keenly aware and working on many of them. But with the abundance of career opportunities outside of trucking, competitive job segments are also working to make their jobs more attractive as well.
Yeah, there's a big labor shortage, obviously, everywhere. So a lot of competition for people.
That's right. There sure is. Regarding safety, we think of safety in two ways. The first is public safety. Fleets are constantly evaluating safety features to adopt into their vehicles. Suspensions and suspension controls can also play a very pivotal role in vehicle performance and safety. The second way we think of safety is really health and safety of the driver. And again, providing a safe work environment is very important. Link, as a suspension solutions provider, offers many tools that can improve the driver's work environment. And then there's efficiency. And fuel economy continues to improve across the industry, and we've seen a lot of progress in the last decade. Fuel friction is the enemy of efficiency, if you think of it that way. And so finding ways to eliminate friction is what it's all about. Advancements in aerodynamics, in the powertrain, in tires, they're all examples of positive progress. Again, suspension solutions providers like Link have several products and can enhance the efficiency of vehicles.
So let's dive in a little bit to some of those topics. I'm going to start with drivers and the comfort, health, and safety. Suspensions adjustment technologies for the cab. In general, what do these do and how can they help the driver?
Well, cab air suspensions were revolutionary when first introduced around 1980. Not coincidentally, that's about the same time that Link was founded. Over the years, cab suspensions have evolved tremendously. They are much lighter weight, their components last a lot longer, and the cab isolation from noise, vibration, and harshness have all really improved, bringing us to where we are today. Typically, vehicle performance is tuned for optimum ride comfort during its initial development by the OEMs using a very defined set of criteria they deem their standard. That standard is a certain wheelbase. It is one set of road conditions. Maybe it's a test track, maybe it's certain events that they want to go over. It's a certain temperature range that they want the vehicle to be performing in. Load condition, tires, certain engine, cab and sleeper length are fixed, and so on. You get the idea. It's really a narrow set of variables. We all know how much change there is from one application to another in the industry. from on-road to off-road, from winter to summer, from concrete to asphalt roads, and so on and so on and so on. So each vehicle that is equipped with passive suspensions on the axles, the cab, the seat are all tuned for ideal performance in that one narrow set of conditions.
Okay. So obviously that's not the ideal conditions for everybody, right?
That's right. So what about all the others, right? So today, much of the technology we are integrating into suspensions was developed for higher-end passenger vehicles. Using sensors as inputs and small computers, we're able to make sense of a wide range of input variables and adapt or adjust the performance characteristics of that suspension in real time to greatly improve the transmission of noise, vibration, and harshness, essentially eliminating a great amount of that coming into the cab. The suspension controls can adapt performance up to 1,000 times a second, depending on what inputs we're sensing and reading. So that optimum ride that was achieved in a development vehicle in a very narrow set of conditions can be realized in a much broader range of applications and actual conditions.
So smart suspensions, I guess, all those sensors and computers making those adjustments.
That's right.
What does that do actually for the vehicle? Does it have any effect on longevity, maintenance, that kind of thing?
Longevity of the vehicle, like maintenance, when we start developing advanced technologies and incorporating those into vehicles, we know how important uptime is for the fleet and for the driver, because most drivers, their income depends on uptime, right? So we also know that the investment is significant by these fleets. And so we've done extensive testing of the components and the systems in whole, both in lab testing as well as on-road testing, long before we put our first system on a paying customer's vehicle. While the cost of technology may be increasing the vehicle's purchase price, we're also quite confident that the life expectancy is increasing as well.
So another big fleet concern you mentioned is efficiency. How can suspension control technology help there?
Well, for starters, suspensions can be a significant consumer of compressed air. All air suspensions, cab, auxiliary, primary suspensions need to monitor the ride height of the vehicle, historically using a mechanical height control valve. Anything from road obstacles like railroad tracks, dips, bumps, even gear shifts on a vehicle that's got a torque reactive suspension can call for air either to be exhausted or to add air to the system as the mechanical valve is cycling. While there are delays and deadband features built into most mechanical valves to lessen consumption, really electronics or smart valves can sift through these inputs and eliminate unnecessary air consumption. Our suspension controls, I should say, are also evolving to enable reduced drag at road speeds, which is another efficiency factor. One feature that we call DRH internally, or dynamic ride height, is monitoring travel speeds, and it can lower the vehicle's height to again minimize drag or friction in certain conditions, thereby improving aerodynamics. Another feature that we've been developing in suspension controls is what we coined DLS, or dynamic load shift. This feature can help ensure regulatory compliance, but it can also enable partial load shifting in certain circumstances, maybe at road speed on a highway. Again, moving weight between the drive axle, which is typically has traction tires, which are higher friction, and move some of that load off those traction tires over to an axle that's got more rolling resistance, low rolling resistance tires, thereby reducing friction. These types of systems require close integration with vehicle manufacturers, however, and are becoming more widely available. We're seeing these technologies grow in adoption every day, actually rather quickly. They will become even more necessary as the transition towards battery electric and other power sources evolves.
How do you see that playing out with electric trucks?
Well, we think of just one of the most simple factors is the compressed air that's on board. It's a parasitic power drain on the engine, right? So when you get into battery electric and miles per kilowatt hour being so ultra critical to getting the load where it needs to go, to the extent we can reduce compressed air consumption, it's going to be vital to those vehicles.
How do these types of technologies fit into this ever evolving world of sort of smart components for trucking? I mean, it seems like everything on the vehicle now has computers and sensors. We've got smart trailers. How does that, where do the suspensions fit in?
Right. Well, that's exactly where they are. Link has been a longtime solutions provider of mechanically based products. But our road optimized innovations, suspension technology, and our smart valve controls are exactly that. They're smart components of an increasingly smart truck. Some of the functions require integration with other smart components on the vehicle to maximize performance, as I mentioned a little bit ago. We can't dynamically adjust the vehicle's ride height or make a load shift, for example, if we're not monitoring the speed of the vehicle. We can't adjust the shock damping in an ROI controlled cab suspension without using embedded accelerometers that are other smart components used as inputs to the system. They really do fit the label of smart components or modules on the truck.
And so all these different smart components, computers, sensors are all talking to each other the whole time.
They are. It's really important that they get integrated with the vehicle manufacturers, and we've got several projects underway today with most of the North American OEMs to integrate these technologies. It's pretty exciting.
It is exciting times to see all this evolving. So thanks for those insights, Jim. I think that's all the time we've got today on HDT Leadership Insights. I've been talking to Jim Huls, president of Link Manufacturing, about smart suspensions.
Thank you, Deborah.
You'll find more leadership insights and HDT Talks Trucking interviews on our website, YouTube, or the audio version of your favorite podcast platform.